Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Digicom Cafe. It's another beautiful Radio on the Rocks morning here in the Ozarks. And let me tell you, I am fired up for this deep dive.
Always ready for a good deep dive.
Today, we're trekking off the beaten path, no cell service, no Wi-Fi, to explore the fascinating world of Meshtastic. You ever get that feeling like you wish you could just check your phone in a lake, but also like still be able to call for help if you get lost in the woods?
Haha, yeah, I think we've all been there.
Well, Meshtastic might just be the answer to our off-grid dreams.
It just might be.
So, what is Meshtastic in a nutshell?
In a nutshell, imagine a network where your devices talk directly to each other, creating a web of communication that doesn't rely on those big centralized cell towers or internet providers.
Okay, so like a walkie-talkie, but way cooler.
Kinda. But instead of just talking to one person at a time with limited range, Meshtastic lets you create this, well, mesh network, where every device acts as a node, boosting the signal and extending the range.
So, like, the more people using it, the stronger it gets.
Exactly. Think of it like a chain of hikers, each one relaying a message to the next. It's decentralized, which means it's way more resilient. There's no single point of failure.
Okay, that's seriously impressive. But let's be real, this sounds a little techy. What kind of gear are we talking about here?
You'd be surprised how straightforward it is. Essentially, all you need is a Meshtastic-compatible radio, a power source, which is typically just a battery, and an antenna.
Well, did you say antenna? We talk like those massive satellite dishes on people's roofs?
No, nothing like that. Think more along the lines of a walkie-talkie antenna, something portable. And honestly, the type and placement of your antenna can actually make a huge difference in your signal range.
So, strategically placing your antenna can boost the signal. That's wild. Okay, say I've got my gear. What's next? How user-friendly is this thing?
Well, one of the coolest things about Meshtastic is that it's open source, which means there's a whole community constantly working on it, improving it, and making it more accessible.
Now, you know me, I gotta stop you right there for a sec. Open source, for those of us who don't speak fluent tech, what does that actually mean for someone using Meshtastic?
You're right. Sometimes those tech terms can feel like a different language. It basically means that the code behind Meshtastic is publicly available, so anyone can contribute to its development. And that translates to clearer instructions, helpful online forums, and even apps to make using Meshtastic a breeze, even for beginners.
Apps, you say. So no clunky hardware required. I can use this on my phone.
Absolutely. They've got apps for Android, iOS, even web browsers. You can literally send messages and share your location right from your phone.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. So give me a real-world scenario here. I'm out hiking in the Ozarks because, let's face it, that's where I'd rather be. And I've wandered off the trail. Cell service is non-existent. How does Meshtastic save the day?
That's actually a perfect example. With Meshtastic, you could easily send a message to your hiking buddies, letting them know you're off trail. And if you really need help, you can even send out an SOS signal that could be picked up by anyone in the area with a Meshtastic device.
No more frantically waving my phone in the air, hoping for a signal. I'm sold. But it's not just for hikers, right? Who else could benefit from this kind of technology?
Oh, the possibilities are endless. Think about disaster relief efforts when traditional communication infrastructure is down. Meshtastic can provide a lifeline in those crucial moments. Or imagine remote communities where access to reliable internet is a challenge. Meshtastic can help bridge that digital divide.
This is bigger than just staying connected on a camping trip. This is about creating a more resilient, decentralized communication network for everyone. It's incredible.
It really is. And it makes you think, as our world becomes increasingly reliant on technology, what role will these kinds of decentralized networks play in the future?
Yeah,
It's a question worth pondering.
it certainly is. And on that note, we're going to have to sign off for today. A huge thanks to our expert for taking us on this deep dive into the world of Meshtastic. Until next time, this is Digicom Cafe, reminding you to stay curious and keep exploring those digital frontiers.